Said we are Clint Circo. I'm Ted Lamel with CAD 1, and we want to talk today about BIM 360 docs. Really good program. We're going to give you some background of where it came from and why Autodesk has invested so much into this. And then
we'll jump into do a little bit of demo within the software and then answer some questions. But really think that this is a good solution coming from Autodesk that's going to integrate really your workflow from design through the end of construction. To give you guys a little bit of background on me, before I came over to CAD 1 about 2 years ago, I spent time as a project manager for a large general contractor. So I did a lot of on-site project management. And in doing that, I really felt that we were behind in project management on just really technology in general and how we manage our documents and issues in the field. And big part of the reason I was motivated to come over to CAD 1 was to explore some of that technology and then really provide some good solutions to our customers. So it's really exciting for me to see products like docs and really the BIM 360 lineup of products. So we'll go through a little bit here. We've got a slide deck, and I'm going to move fairly quickly through it, but just want to give you a little background on where Autodesk has come from and then where we're going with the docs product.
Sounds good.
All right. And like I talked about, in my experience and throughout construction, we're managing change, and it's really a daunting task for us on construction projects. Beyond drawings and models, there's a lot of information, documents that go into every construction project, whether it's specifications, submittals, plans, models. The amount of items to track is really overwhelming, and being able to keep them organized is even tougher. If you couple that with errors and omissions and version control, that it leads to issues on the job site, cost overruns, and schedule impacts. And so what we want to do is we want to utilize some technology to help us through managing all that information and managing those documents.
You know what the bad news is, though?
What?
Well, that all of these disruptive technologies create havoc, new challenges in themselves. So there are now hundreds of new startups in the construction space alone, with many of them just coming out in the last 6 months or so nobody knows how to run them really, as well as many established vendors where you've been running it for a while, but you might not use that to its full capability. So while there are benefits to each of these pieces of these new softwares, there's also a lot of disruption that goes into it. And as you can see by this slide, the farther into that construction piece that we get, the more money it costs if we don't know what we're doing, where we're going, and how we're communicating.
Well, first off, we want to make you aware that the fact that Autodesk was the first technology provider in the construction committed to the cloud. So in 2012, Autodesk CEO Carl Bass announced their intent to fully invest in the cloud. That investment is translated into a completely retooled development organization by adding hundreds of skilled development staff and focus on building and architecture. And we've seen this over here at CAD 1. We really got started in AutoCAD and then moved into Revit, but now we're seeing Autodesk invest heavily in their development in the construction space and providing those good solutions, taking design from architects and bringing them to the cloud to communicate better through the construction cycle. Let's see.
Keep going. So we've partnered with Autodesk, yeah. What they're showing there are some of the partnerships that they have put together to make sure that they really are connecting the construction teams and engaging with them where they are, either in the field or at the professional events. Partnerships with both the AGC and the ABC are enabling connections at the national, local level through industrial presentations, shared learning, event sponsorships. So check with your local chapters to learn more on those today, or give us a phone call and we can tell you when that van with the food will be here in Denver. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, free food is always good.
So Autodesk has made some investment in the construction phase. They've merged and made some acquisitions in Graytech and Vela. And Vela, you guys may know as Field. Maybe can anybody raise their hand if they're using Field or Glue on any projects out there? Autodesk BIM 360, Field or Glue?
Nobody's using it. Looks like a huge opportunity for us.
And then get GTP, which really is turned into Autodesk Point Layout, which is a great way to generate points and really optimize your layout and QC in the field. And then moving into kind of where we're going here with Field and Glue, Revit, Navisworks, and then ultimately into building docs. And then carrying all of that, you can see the last item up there is building ops, and taking all of that information that we've built through the design process, through construction, and then utilizing it through operation of that building for the last 85 or 95% of the life cycle of that project. So really the benefit we're looking at here in the Autodesk vision that's being delivered today is a scalable, interoperable, and connected platform. And so, we talked about the many different organizations before, and these startup companies that really do a good job of attacking one requirement or one need in the field, but really taking that and having all of those systems connect so that you have really one source of information.
So we started with industry-leading capabilities and proven workflows in pre-construction, and then extended the valuable information from planning out to the field for use in the execution and performance on the job site. Pre-construction coordination, it's valuable to the process today. You guys know that. These workflows and the Autodesk tools used for them. So as we move through the planning and into the field, Autodesk solves your change management issues with a suite of offerings purpose-built for the execution phase of all the projects. So all of this is grounded in Docs, which is the foundation for the entire platform. But it doesn't stop there. What's unique about the offering with Docs is that you can scale your investment as the need expands. So we see a lot of customers in construction today struggling to use their view, markups, issues, point solutions to really truly manage the change on their job sites. But Docs is now a foundation for the change management that they need. I sound so official.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So let me tell you what the difference is in Docs in the industry today. So we believe that you need a version control with any view markup and issue product that can be brought out to the field to automate the drawing and the markup distribution. We also believe that you need to manage the versioning and the change process for all your 2D documentation, but also need a way to make it easy as possible for the use and adoptive 3D models as appropriate.
All right, Autodesk BIM 360 Docs brings it all together, working version control platform both in 2D and 3D, and the same, easy to use. And it's, guys, what I'm really going to talk about today is the ease of use of this system. Let's see. No one does 2D and 3D in the cloud better than Autodesk. They've really got a great foundation built from the ground up. And we just really want to take a little bit of time to go through that software with you today.
So in summary, now let's get this. This is a slide. We're going to show you something better than this. I think it would be a good time just to show them what we're actually using ours for.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to do a screen change here. And what we're going to show you is our actual Docs platform that we've been using in our office. It's on that one, isn't it? Well, yeah, I think right now.
Possibly.
So if you guys can see our screen, you should see a couple of clouds there. Can you raise your hand if you can see the red clouds? There we go. Now you should be able to see the red clouds. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Josh. Perfect, perfect. So I'll let Clint take it over here, but you used to be in construction, correct?
Yep.
So how many headaches did you have trying to make sure everybody was on the same page?
Well, I was really in an uncomfortable place where, as a company, we had a mandate and really a goal to go paperless, but we didn't have any really good solutions to do that. We used some PDF viewing tools. We used a local hard drive. We had a local hard drive on the job site that we maintained all our electronic drawings on. But I also faced the challenge of a project team, and in particular, my superintendents and my foremen that were accustomed to using paper. They'd used paper their whole lives, and these guys wanted to use paper. They wanted to mark up their paper in red pen, and they wanted to maintain multiple sets through the job site for each superintendent, each foreman. I worked on some fairly large jobs, and so managing those was always a challenge.
Okay, so I can see one, we're going to burn a tree every time we print one of these plan sets, right? So there's a green piece to it, but there's also another piece. How often were they correct? Were they on the same plan that you were on?
What was really challenging for me as a project manager, and we were doing some great 3D coordination using Navisworks and things like that. And so we'd locate some ductwork. I just remember a time I was out, I located some ductwork through our coordination process, and I walked out in the field, weeks or months later, and I had an idea, and I knew the issue that we went through in coordinating the location's ductwork, and I walked out, and the guys were installing the duct where it was originally designed to go. And I went over and I asked them, I said, hey, what are you guys putting it here for? They says, well, it shows it on the drawing. So I pulled out the drawing they had, and the drawing they had was one of the original sets of drawings, and it was probably 2-3 months old. And as you guys know, things move pretty quick, and changes happen really quickly on a job site. And so, for me, the challenge was not only getting it out to my project team, but any of the 60 subcontractors I had working with me. And so having the information available and in a place that those guys could reach it was really valuable to me. The other thing that happened, I was working downtown Denver, and the building inspector came in. Uh-oh. And the building inspector came in to do his first framing inspection. Just like we would on any other job, we handed him the permit set of drawings, the roll of drawings. He looked at me and he said, hey, where's my iPad? I said, well, what are you talking about? He said, I need an iPad to do my inspection. Okay. So he walked off the job. He didn't do the inspection that day, and I scheduled him for 8 o'clock the next morning. Well, of course, what I do, I went out and bought iPads, and I found a solution to put those drawings on the iPad. It worked okay, except that it was an individual user solution. And so when I say individual user, it worked on my iPad. And then if anybody else wanted to use that same set of information or those same documents, they had to pay a monthly fee to use that same service. And so I really couldn't get anybody to commit to adopting to it.
We're not spending money. No.
Right. And so it was really a challenge in that way. One huge benefit I always saw to the BIM 360 products and Docs is that it's an enterprise solution for the job site. So if I support Docs on the job site and I keep all my information on Docs, then I would have I would be able to give access to anybody that worked on that project.
So we're showing a screenshot right now of an actual project that we have, and this is a nonsensical project. These documents don't mean anything, but show us what you got here. Like, give us a tour.
So in general, one of the powerful things here that really sets this apart from just a file storage program is the document viewing. So you can see I've got thumbnails of the drawings. I can also just look at a list here of my of each individual document. So I can jump to those documents. I'm going to jump to this A803 fourth level. So as you can see, I got an orange line in here, or orange text that indicates it's a revision set. One of the powerful tools here is the version control. And so as I bring in new PDF documents, all right, as I bring in new, I don't know if you guys screen flashed our demo screen here flashed. So we can bring in the documents. We can also bring in and supersede those next documents. So you can see I've got my version 1, and then I've got my version 2, which is the current set of documents. We've also got the ability to mark up those documents. And again, these are shared with all stakeholders in the project.
Who get the program for free, right? So they get an invite. When we open up our documents folder, we send them an invite. So you're my flooring contractor or one of my MEP guys, and it's totally free to you. You simply answer the invite and have access to what I give you access to.
All right. So we also have the ability to easily flip through our documents. And guys, one of the most powerful things is the user interface on the iPad. We've got free trials we'll give out to each person on the call here. Just give you guys an opportunity to use it so you can try it out. But the iPad access is very fast. It's easy to access, and again, the ease of use. And so I would feel comfortable give an iPad to my foreman or my superintendent. They can easily navigate the documents. The files are a file size in which is quick to load. I know using some other solutions, the files can become pretty large and overpower your device. So we've got the markup features. We've also got the ability to add issues in within our documents, so we can identify an issue in a particular location, and we can track that issue to closure. We can assign that issue to an individual to make them responsible. Also, from a project management perspective, we're going to see I don't have anything loaded up in here, but we can maintain our shop drawings in a similar way. And so we can have that shop drawing information there. We can share it with our project team. So the next thing I'd really like to get into is this project folder structure. And so we can give individual folder access and security control to each folder. And so I can include a folder for submittals. I can include a folder for RFIs or change orders. But also for each individual subcontractor, I can create a folder that is only accessible to them. And so I can drop in their contract documents and change orders and any correspondence or documents specific to that contractor. And just to show you guys how easy it is to control, I've got Ted here, and I gave him publish, view, and edit capabilities.
Ooh, but I just got a promotion. Look at that.
I don't know that I trust Ted that much, so
demotion.
Just it's easy to slide in that bar. Let's see.
Well, that's so fast.
And so I can give him less, or I can give him more control right there, or I can delete him altogether so that he doesn't have access to that particular set of documents.
Now, would it be a good place for us to talk about the difference between the free version we're going to offer them in a paid version? Because this is the difference right here, correct? So in a paid version, you have to pay for the ability to change file attributes. So at a free version, you can change the project photos, but I can't go into the ones below that and make that change. And that's the only difference. It is.
All right. So we've got our permission controls, we've got our plans, shop drawings. Just in general, it's a very easy to use, comfortable interface. As you bring your documents in, it'll automatically read page numbers and page descriptions, and also version attributes, drawing dates and things like that. So really makes a good project-wide solution for document control, and really what we need to do is better communication.
So we've got unlimited storage, unlimited users that do not have to pay for the use. We have ability to give access control at a folder level and also a file level. And would that have helped you on your job in Denver?
Yes.
So let's go ahead and open it up for questions. The program is in my mind, such a simple thing to use, and it solves so many problems. It's not even, we can't say. So if you have some questions, why don't you throw them out there, and we'll try to answer them the best we can. If there's something that we can't answer, I will go ahead and find out the answer and then email you later on. And if it's okay with everybody on this thing too, we're also going to send you a link afterwards for the free trial, so you can try it out, and you can actually have the paid version for 30 days for free, or there is a free version, and I mentioned that before with the different attributes to files. So while we're waiting for people to type their questions, you want to go to that web page that they have for it? It basically.
What's the web page?
The web page would be something along Autodesk and BIM 360 and something like that. Docs, CAD 1? No? Do you have your shortcut? Let us find it really fast. So there are no questions, but I think that's because it's such an easy program to use. That's there's some things. Do Docs 360 right there in your Google search here. Boom. There it is. Throw that over there.
I think we got a question up there, Ted.
Oh, wait, we do have a question.
Thank you, whoever asked that question.
You're bailing us out. Daniel says, what does, okay. So tell us, Bluebeam Studio, doesn't it do that too? So tell us, does it offer that Bluebeam Studio doesn't? What does it offer that Bluebeam Studio doesn't? That's a really good question, Daniel. We run into that a lot.
Yeah, we get that question a lot. So, I think one thing to look at, and one thing I like to ask my customers, when, my Bluebeam using customers, let's see, what challenges do you have? And one of the answers I consistently get back is access in the field and iPad access. This really provides an ease of use for that, for your whole project team, being able to quickly navigate and flip through every document in your set. Bluebeam Studio opens an individual file and can overburden your device. The other thing it will provide is it's a simple create a login through BIM 360, so anybody accessing the drawings, as opposed to Bluebeam Studio, would need to download either a review or a free viewer version of Bluebeam, or would need to have Bluebeam and an account set up through Bluebeam to access those studio products. And so, for your average foreman that's out in the field or subcontractor that's not using Bluebeam, it's providing a really quick, easy way to access all of those documents.
I'm trying to do this with a huge delay. There's the markup. Now, one thing if I was in the field, we can't show you the iPad here, but if I was in the field and Clint was in his trailer, I could actually be on the 3rd floor doing the markup, saying, "Hey, is this really 9.5 inches?" and bring it to his attention. That would be simultaneous. He would see that in a matter of seconds through the iPad in here. So that's a cool thing. Here's your page I was talking about.
So we can list each markup, and then we can status them as open or closed, so that we know what the status of that markup is. Has the change been made? Is it up to date? So
you can do this with your iPhone too, can't you?
Yes,
you can.
Yeah, and that would be a difference from Bluebeam as well.
So this is a web page you guys can all go to. You can see the thing, BIM360.com will get you there. It gives you some high overview of the program's ability. It's basically a sales page. And there you go. There's some of the features. So any other questions that we have out there as we're looking? I'll go through the bottom piece here. Where is your mouse? There it is. I have technology, you guys. This doesn't work so well. Stop right there. So I wanted to show you here. We're going to give everybody 30 days free of this $249 per project per month version. And you can see at the very bottom of there, the folder level access control is the difference between the free and the paid version. So something to definitely take a look at. If we can answer any other questions, you will get my email, and you can go from there. Anything else, Clint, do you think we should cover?
I think that's all I've got. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to call CAD 1. Look forward to talking with you guys a little bit about it and getting you some free trials of the program so you can take a look at it and see how it'll work for you. Love to hear some feedback on those trials as well.
Thank you for your time, everybody, from Thornton, Colorado. Goodbye.